Battlezone Games presents Michael Helgens and Greg Kilberger in The Watson Files. Battlezone Games invites you to join Dr. Watson for another exciting adventure with his good friend Spencer Holmes. With a diverse selection, Battlezone Games is sure to have what you're looking for. Check out the current inventory at battlezonegames.com. Be sure to check the website in the coming weeks for updates on pre-release events on July 10th and the 11th for the new Magic Core set being released next month. And come on down to the store on Friday nights at 6 p.m. for Friday Night Magic. Bring your deck and have some fun. For other special game nights, check the schedule on battlezonegames.com. And now, let's join the doctor and see what story he has for us today.
Come in.
Good evening, Dr. Watson.
Evening, Craig.
I see your hair's back to normal this week.
Yes, the red was fun, but only for a short time.
And how did you get in the mood for this week's story?
I've been doing a little reading, actually.
Ah, Romeo and Juliet. A classic.
Yes, it is.
Just like Dungeons and Dragons, the classic that started the modern role-playing game industry. Did you know that Battlezone Game has a night every week devoted to Dungeons and Dragons?
I did not know that.
On Wednesdays, beginning at 6 p.m., there are usually at least 3 tables worth of gamers, and they're always looking for more.
That sounds like fun.
Yes, it's a blast.
And I believe they also have other special game nights, correct?
Yes, the entire schedule can be found by visiting battlezonegames.com and clicking on weekly store events.
I'll have to check that out.
So, Doctor, what does the classic Shakespeare play have to do with tonight's story?
Well, a while back, Holmes invited me to visit New York with him. His brother, Michael, was appearing in a new production of Romeo and Juliet. As a Shakespeare fan myself, I was happy to tag along. We met up with Michael before the show backstage in his dressing room. He was preparing for the performance and was quite happy to see us.
Hey, Michael, how have you been?
Spencer, good to see you, brother. I'm doing great.
You remember Jack Watson?
Of course. So, how's the detective business?
Oh, not too bad. It seems people are always causing trouble somewhere, so there's plenty of work to be done.
That doesn't surprise me. You know, there's been some fuss around the performance here tonight.
How come?
Well, I'm not sure if Spencer told you, but we're doing the show the traditional way, if you will, with all the roles played by men, even the female ones. That's how they did it back in Shakespeare's day, you know.
Ah, well, that should be interesting.
So, let me guess, there's some equal rights group causing trouble.
You got it.
Well, I'm sure a few protesters won't do too much damage. And you know what they say, no publicity is bad publicity.
A little controversy never hurts.
No doubt. So, I got you guys some wonderful seats, dead center in the 4th row.
Sounds great.
And I thought afterward perhaps we could all go get some drinks.
I like the sound of that.
Good. Well, look, I hate to kick you guys out, but I'd better finish getting ready. Curtain's up in 10 minutes, and it's opening night, you know.
All right, not a problem. We'll get out of your way then.
Yes. Perhaps I'll make a quick stop in the little bard's room before we find our seats.
Sounds good. Enjoy the show, and I'll catch up with you afterward. I can introduce you to Juliet if you'd like, Doctor.
No thanks. I prefer a Juliet who is actually a woman, on stage and off. Michael was wonderful up there.
Yes, I dare say he might be the best Romeo I've ever seen.
And we'll get to see his death scene in the next act. I never knew he was such a good actor.
He always has been. When we were little, he could bluff his way out of any situation. He almost never got in trouble because he was such a convincing liar. Grandma Irene was the only one who could see through him. He couldn't get away with anything around her. I remember this one time we had rigged up a squirrel trap in the backyard. It worked great. The only problem was we caught the neighbor's cat and...
Spencer! Jack!
Michael!
Hey, Michael!
You were great up there!
Yes. Thank you.
What's wrong?
Spencer, will you come with me, please?
Of course. What's wrong, Michael?
Yes, we thought you did a brilliant job as Romeo.
Juliet is dead.
What are you talking about?
Someone poisoned Juliet.
Yes, that's generally how the fourth act ends.
Oh, Michael, you really had me going there for a minute. I thought something really was wrong.
No, you don't understand. We found Seth, the actor who was playing Juliet, dead in his dressing room a couple of minutes ago. It looks like someone poisoned him.
You're serious?
Yes, he's right in here.
What do you think, Doctor?
Yes, he's dead all right. Although I can't confirm the cause. It certainly could have been poison, but absent a proper autopsy...
It was poison.
How can you be so sure?
We found a note on the table over here. It's just lines from the play, but they've been mixed around to pervert their meaning. It appears that the killer told Seth he was going to die.
Let me see. Thou villain Capulet, hold me not, let me go. The quarrel is between our masters and us, their women. Things that to hear them told have made me tremble. Let us take the law of our sides, let them begin. From ancient grudge break to new mutiny. Oh, you knew well, I will show myself a tyrant when I have fought with the men. I will be cruel, and cut off their heads. What, drawn, and talk of peace? I hate the word, as I hate hell, all men and thee. Will they not hear? What ho, you men, you beasts! Your lives shall pay the forfeit of the peace. Down with the Capulets, down with the Montagues. I strike quickly, being moved, and in this rage, with some great kinsman's bone, as with a club dash out your desperate brains. What if it be poison, which the friar subtly hath ministered to have you dead? Oh, if you wake, shall I not be distraught? No, no, this shall forbid it. Lie thou there. I'll bury thee in a triumphant grave. Once more on a pain of death all men depart.
See, the letter implies poisoning. What if it be a poison which the friar subtly hath ministered to have you dead?
Yes, I see.
Wow, someone did not like this guy.
I'm not so sure about that, Watson.
Not sure? What are you talking about?
Well, clearly there is a lot of anger here, but there's also a lot of talk about men versus women. As I hate hell, all men and thee. Michael, you mentioned that there have been some complaints about the production not using women.
Well, just the usual protests from some of the feminists, but nothing too serious. As you'll notice, there were plenty of women in the crowd tonight.
Oh, yes, I noticed.
I mean, it's not like we're excluding women because we don't think they can act. We're just trying to recreate an original production, like they did them back in Shakespeare's day. We have women in the crew.
Yes, I understand, but other people may not.
Do you really think someone would resort to murder just to stop a play?
You never know.
What is this?
I don't know. They were Seth's things.
It looks like another letter.
And another clue.
More Shakespeare?
Yes, but it looks like Hamlet this time. So is it. If thou knowest our purposes, I have nothing with this answer. These words are not mine. There is a play tonight before the king. In my heart's core, I in my heart of heart, I prithee, when thou seest that act afoot, which I have told thee of your coming death, even with the very comment of thy soul, you are not, I'll mark the play.
Aha! So it appears young Seth here may have been in communication with this person previously.
Yes, and he knew his life was in danger.
Which changes the meaning of the other letter.
How so?
Well, for example, the line, "Oh, if you wake, shall I not be distraught?" I think he knew who sent him this letter and poisoned him. If he didn't die, the killer would be exposed.
It's quite possible.
Spencer, Act 5 is about to begin. Should we call off the play?
No, don't do that. We have a murderer to catch.
I don't understand.
And how do you plan to do that?
Well, you know what they say. The show must go on.